Devlina, are we starting on time?
Wait.
Yes, sir. So we are connecting, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to one and all present here.
Rupali Madam, good evening. Director Kolkata Campus here.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you.
We remember you from your the similar event in Chennai campus when you had come for the Women's Day there, the STEM program.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Malini Shankar Madam was
Yeah,
there.
that is the
That is
time.
the one. Okay. Yes, yes.
That time I was in Chennai campus.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I could see only 2 cadets.
Yeah, and the thing, they are sitting in the classrooms
Okay.
and it is being relayed in the classrooms.
Okay. Fine. You want me to call madam or you are in touch with madam?
No, I think Urjita, you can take on and start, or Devlina, whoever is going to start.
Yes, sir. It's sir.
No, are you waiting for Radhika Madam and Sonali Madam to join?
Yes, I will call, sir. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll call
Okay,
Sonali.
fine, please.
The session will commence. The session will commence shortly. We are waiting for panelists. Chief guest panelists.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Sonali Madam, you are audible, loud and clear.
Thank you so much.
Good evening to one and all present here. Distinguished guests, honorable dignitaries, esteemed alumni, and valued cadets. It is my profound privilege to welcome you to the 48th session of DMET Samvaad. I, Cadet Rajita Bish, roll number 10377, from the class of 2028, shall be your host for today.
And I, Cadet Devlina Kaur, roll number 1027,
DMET class of 2028, shall be our co-host for today. On behalf of the DMET Samvaad team, it is my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each of you. DMET Samvaad is a series of webinars that aims to bridge the gap between the alumni and the present day cadets. Although it was initially designed as a platform to connect alumni with new cadets, it has since developed into a venue where new trends in the shipping industries are discussed, specific issues are raised, myths are dispelled, and pressing issues are brought to light. DMET Samvad was initiated under the guidance of Sri Ishwara Arun Kishore sir and conceptualized by Sri Harsh Sinha sir and Sri Sachin Kumar Mahato sir, DMET class of 2019, and Sri Sachin Saurav sir of DMET class of 2020.
Starting with its maiden session, DMET, the brand and the bond, on 19 December 2020. DMET Samvad has successfully organized 47 enlightening sessions to this date. Some of them being the 9th DMET session, DMET, Bonding Across Generations, with keynote speaker Dr. Ravi Kumar Mehrotra, CBE. The special DMET Samvad session, Enhancing Maritime Awareness Among Civilian Population of India, with keynote speaker Admiral Karamveer Singh, PVSM, AVSM, Indian Navy retired. The 38th session, DMET Samvad session, the Stitch Ship Project, Revisiting Our Ancient Maritime Past, with keynote speaker Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, member of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister of India.
The theme for today's session is Breaking Barriers at Sea, Inspiring the Next Generation of Women in Maritime. The maritime sector's future lies in the hands of its workforce. For the industry to thrive, it must continuously attract and retain skilled professionals who will drive its future success, including both women and men. A number of shipping companies have achieved relatively strong female representation in senior management and board roles. However, in operational areas such as onboard shipping, bunkering, offshore work, and dredging, women make up only a small fraction of the workforce, with the figures barely exceeding double digits. Some parts of the maritime industry have seen growing female representation, but others have experienced a decline. According to the Women in Maritime survey conducted by IMO Vista in 2024, women account for hardly 1% of the active seafarers employed. These figures, rather than criticism, should serve as a wake up call to action. To quote LP Petraki, who is currently the president of Vista International, the data indicates the continuing presence of barriers such as gender stereotyping, workplace safety concerns, a lack of family friendly policies, and the ongoing gender pay gap. IMO has been working to implement a range of actions to attract more women into the maritime sector and achieve gender equality as outlined in UN Sustainable Development Goal 5.
To continue to inspire the posterity of young women and aspiring seafarers with their stories, we have with us a distinguished panel of accomplished mariners who have successfully forged their own paths in a field once considered a man's world. Starting off with introducing our panelists. One of our panelists was supposed to be Captain Radhika Menon, ma'am, one of the pioneers in the shipping industry and the first female captain on the Indian Merchant Navy. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, ma'am would not be joining us in the session today.
Our second panelist is Chief Engineer Sonali Banerjee. Ma'am defied norms and edged her place in history by becoming the first female marine engineer of India. Born and raised in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh, Ma'am was also the first female cadet to take admission and complete her studies from the DMET MERI, graduating in 1999 and moving forward to work with the Mobile Shipping Company. After sailing for 8 years, ma'am served the manning industry as a manning superintendent. Ma'am also joined the offshore industry as technical manager and then later worked as a senior surveyor with the Indian Register of Shipping.
Our next panelist for the evening is Chief Engineer Rupali Raj Joshi ma'am. With more than 22 years of experience in reliability maintenance, engineering, and management, ma'am has held roles across several companies and several vessels, be it bulk carriers, oil tankers, or product carriers.
Update the
Ma'am
slide.
has served as chief engineer for about 14 years before joining the new Mangalore Port Authority as head of the Marine Engineering Department. Ma'am then went on to join the Indian Register of Shipping as a surveyor for marine components and welding consumables. Ma'am is currently a fellow at the Energy and Resources Institute in Delhi, a non-profit research institute focused on energy, environment, and sustainable development. Now we'll be moving on to discussion with our panelists. I would like to invite our first panelist, Chief Engineer Sonali Banerjee, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much. I think I am pronouncing your name correctly. Urjula Bisht, is that so? Am I
Yes,
audible?
ma'am.
Yeah, you're audible. She's Urjita Bisht.
Okay, Urjita Bisht. So thank you so much. I would like to thank the entire team of DMET Samvaad for giving me another opportunity to present myself. And though I have been a part of the DMET Samvaad on many occasions, hence I would like, and I have already spoken to the cadets many a times, so I would request that we give an opportunity to Ms. Rupali first to present her thoughts, and thereafter I will take over because she is the first timer here. So request Urjita if you can introduce Ms. Rupali, and from there I will take on. Rupali, is that okay?
Okay, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much. Over to you, Rupali. You may please proceed.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So it was first, I said ki there is no time, time for the such a kind of session. But then Sonali madam inspired me because she's attending morning one session, afternoon one session, and she's joining this session. So I don't have any chance to say no for this because this is the first session for me only in a day. So thank you very much. My association with DMET since my childhood because my kaka was from DMET. So how these guys work and how they think, I know, even if they don't speak. So giving a nyan or knowledge, it is not that after you are getting out, passing out on the 4th year, you will have whatever is required to go for sailing. So there is nothing to give extra additional knowledge for you. The only thing I want to tell you guys that you once you go on board, try to be yourself and try to explore with your own experiences. When the team changes with the same problem, your entire sequence of operation changes. So it is not fixed with the person, it is fixed with the team. So if I say it was difficult, it was not good, it was very good, no, it is changing from person to person. And for female it is very easy because nowadays hydraulics are there, automation is there, so you can very well manage your maintenance schedule. Once in a while if breakdown is there, then everyone will be on toes, so we cannot say no for that. But overall, in my opinion, this careers gives us the more opportunity. First, your physical strength increases, your mental strength increases, and for a girl especially, your skincare routines you need not to follow at all. On board, it is well taken care of. So it is a good perspective for a female, those who are very much curious about how to do with this. And one more thing I have seen past 20 years, especially with the girls, once they cross 30, 32, their family take preceding role and they don't want to continue the career, and where most of the female got the major career break. If you want to continue, the technologies have advanced so much, you can do it very well. So we have to plan, we have to use of technology for our personal benefits also and professional benefits also. And on board ship there are 20, 21, hardly 25 persons. So it is a closed team, it is a closed loop. Nobody is there to trouble or torture anyone. Only thing is that they wanted to get the work done. So if you are okay to work at operational level, then it's okay. In management level, some more paperwork you have to do, that is fine. So my take is, for young women, you should opt for this career. It is very good, and government is also supporting, companies are also supporting. It is not like a previous thing. And there, if there is a good balance between the gender, it is a good for a team also. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, please continue.
Thank you,
Devlina,
ma'am.
please
Ma'am,
continue.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, your words were truly enlightening. And now I would like to invite Chief Engineer Sonali Banerjee, ma'am, to share her opinions and views.
Thank you so much, Devlina, for giving the floor to me. And now that Rupali had set the tone for the day, I would like to add on few things that uh, I feel in the current context is becoming very relevant. So, if we look at the times when we passed out, say from 1999 till today, during the initial couple of decades, I would say that there was a need to showcase the women in maritime because there was a lot of reluctance. I would say a subconscious bias for the simple reason that there have not been women earlier within the industry. Not to blame anybody or not to say that, people think like that or they don't want to give space to anybody, but for the simple reason that they did not see women working out at sea. They did join the ships as spouses, as supernumeraries, but they did not join as officers or ratings or per se in the at the level of where you were required to perform. However, since I would say since 2019, the ecosystem has changed a lot. It has evolved because IMO realized that there is a need to push because there was the representation of women in terms of the various genders. If you look at it, the representation of women were lower. And since then, we can now see, and as a lot of you belonging to the pre-sea training institutes must be aware that now the companies don't have that kind of a mindset with respect to hiring women at the entry level, but how your career progresses would entirely depend on how you are able to perform at the beginning of your career. So when I say when you go out at sea, you need to have an open mind. The pre-sea training institute, particularly I would say DMET and Mary, they prepare you very well to face life out at sea. Starting from technical aspects are definitely there, but there are also non-technical aspects also by virtue of your interaction with the seniors, which you come to know, and institutes like DMET and Mary, where they already have a very long history behind them. So this comes very easy to the cadet, and so DMET prepares you very well for life out at sea. Coming to once you join the ship, of course, knowing something and realizing them with your own eyes and hands and experiencing and living through that phase is a very different experience. And it is not just different for women, it is equally different for, I will not use the word difficult, but it is also different for the men who are joining sea. Now, earlier there was a system when we used to, a lot of us came from B towns, like I am from Allahabad, Rupali was from Pune, and we were not like from the mainstream cities like Mumbai and Delhi, with being given the best of exposure to technology, to interacting with people and all that stuff. And we came from rather, I would say, uh, conservative setups. However, the one thing which I feel now is really coming up is that the parents are really pushing their daughters hard. They are really instilling that kind of a fire in the belly of the daughters that, as a daughter, they are not seen any differently or a less achiever than the boys. So the boys and the girls both are given equal treatment. Parents are even more concerned about the education of their daughter, so that at some point they are self-reliant and they are not reliant on somebody else for their own financial and economic needs. And they can mark a space for themselves in the world outside. So that part, that earlier the society had a lot of bias, so that aspect is now kind of taken care of. So you can very well feel that you don't have to carry those baggages when you go out at sea. Regarding your career prospects and how well you will be able to progress is something that is entirely depending on you, how well focused you are, how good you are willing to develop your skills, how much you are willing to learn, how much you are willing to keep your eyes and ears open. Every day there are new requirements coming up. Keep yourselves very well and updated with respect to the upcoming requirements at the IMO level, at the national level, and whatever are the local needs also. You'll see that there are a lot of opportunities, lot of options which keep coming up. And I didn't want to pick up this issue, but we are all aware of the current geopolitical scenario. And in the current geopolitical scenario, from within the nation, there is a huge need that we need to be energy reliant now. There has been enough reliance on the external parties. Now there are needs that we are trying to move away from the fossil fuel to alternate source of energies, then alternate fuels and all. So that kind of self reliance and investment by the cadets, not just in yourself, but also in innovation and research with respect to all these aspects, is going to be a boon in disguise if you can really keep yourself abreast with respect to that. And belonging to IMU, say for a private institutions, things are a little different. But belonging to an institution like IMU, there is a lot of support, there is a lot of interface that you get from within the government, from the various bodies which are associated, who would want to get on board with an established name like IMU within the maritime industry. So try to capitalize on that. Try to get advantage of the first learners within the industry, and try to get that advantage of breaking there first. If you start early, then maybe you will have a lot of time period for your own self to be able to perform, to be able to understand the industry, and then to find a firm footing. But everything finally depends on how well and seriously you undertake your training, how well you learn the jobs that you have in your hand. And when you go on board, don't always think that everybody is like a molester or a rapist who is after you. No, in my understanding and the interaction with the industry, I have seen the maximum number of cases of harassment comes to people, those who are not able to perform their duties. You have to understand this very well, that on board the ship there are very limited number of hands. Everybody have their own designated jobs to do, and you have to do your designated job. If you are able to perform your duties, perform your job, do whatever is given to you as per the SMS manual is there, whatever roles responsibility is given. And you should also showcase your additional interest and enthusiasm, that you want to learn new things. If people around you, the seniors around you, they understand that you have that kind of an hunger, that kind of you know propelling force within you, then I can bet on you that you will be landing up with very good opportunities within the maritime industry. So we are eventually moving from a gender diverse to a gender neutral setup. In maritime, we still talk a lot about gender, because we know the representation is very low. But there are a lot of industries which have really moved from that gender diversity to a gender neutral platform, where what matters is that the workplace structure should be such that it adapts to everybody's caregiver needs, personal needs, and the professional needs. And at the same time, everybody is required to perform if you ask for equal pay for equal work, it means that you have to perform equally. And in the current context, again, I would say that from the government of India also, there is a lot of thrust, lot of focus for shipbuilding, for the development of the ancillary industry with respect to the shipping. So keep your eyes, ears, everything open, understand what is happening around you, and be the first to grab those, early bird opportunities. If you can be there with all your readiness, you can be rest assured that, success is all yours. I remember one very one DMET senior had only told me that, I was discussing him that, some people are lucky. So he just gave me one small equation and stated what was the definition of luck. So he said, luck is your preparedness plus the opportunity. So when an opportunity knocks and you are prepared for the opportunity, you will find that that is your lucky day. That is your lucky opportunity. And it's up to you if you can avail that opportunity. So I think that is enough for this my address to you. And the rest, I think if there are more questions that we both will be happy to answer, myself and Rupali. That will
Thank
be
you
all.
for your insight.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I would like to address our respected campus director, sir. Sir, you always inspired us and enlightened us and supported each and every of our initiatives. And now I would like to hand it over to you to discuss on the same.
Thanks, Urchita. The fact that you could get two leading ladies from the maritime engineering cadre for today's session is really creditable, and it was very evident that they have hit the right buttons when the important points that you as young cadets must focus on. And I'm telling this from practical experience in the Indian Navy also, where the women came in and some of them tried to outprove themselves. You don't need to really outprove. As long as you're professionally competent, you will get the respect by yourself, and that is all that is required. People down below, as they have said, that there are hardly about 20-25 people. I mean, they are expecting a leader or a teammate to be professionally competent and be able to contribute towards the functioning of the ship as a whole. They don't want a laggard, they don't want a keen Kumar to outshine others. That kind of people don't get the attention, they would be put aside. So, rightly said, madam, I think professionalism and keenness to learn, and I have said this again, learning not does not necessarily come from your seniors, it also comes from your colleagues, it comes from your juniors most of the times. And you must have the humility to learn from him and acknowledge that you have learned something from him. That will also boost up the morale of that particular junior, and he will be more than willing to help you again. That's all. I think rest I will leave the floor for the cadets to ask and interact with the two luminary ladies from the marine engineering fraternity. Make full use of this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Sir, I would also like to share a quote by Nobel Peace Prize laureate of 2023, Nargis Mohammadi. The path ahead is difficult, but history is made by those who refuse to accept injustice. Thank you so much.
Good.
Now is the time to satisfy everyone's curiosity. Let's move on to the question answer session with our distinguished panelists. I would like to encourage those who have questions to use the raise hand feature provided, and we would call upon you. So I do see a few hands raised. The first hand I see is Cadet Gaina. Cadet Gaina, please ask away.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Cadet Gaina, roll number 10502. The question I have is, what does it actually take for a woman to rise through the ranks in the male-dominated maritime industry beyond the official narratives?
Is that question for me or Rupali?
Ma'am, the question is open, ma'am. You both can share your opinions.
Okay. So as I stated that maritime industry is now moving from a gender diverse to a gender neutral. We are reaching places, even in offices also, you will see that all the promotions, all the leadership roles will go to those who are able to prove their credentials. Now, having said that, it is essential that you are able to perform that and you are able to understand the requirements of the employer. The person who has given you the employment, he has employed you for a particular rank, for a particular position, to be able to perform certain jobs. Now, as long as you are able to do that well, and you are able to take care of the professionalism that is required to be performed within the organization, I don't think that women aspect is really all that important now. You know, that ecosystem has changed a lot. I see that with my next generation, with my daughter, with my son. So it is very different now than what where we started. So it is all about your own capabilities, how you are able to nurture your skills and you are able to deliver. If all that you can do together, then I don't see any resistance to why you should not be able to rise.
I think, madam, her question was something different. What I guess is she wanted to ask, as a woman, what should I think basically while rising in a profession, though she got all the skills and competency. So the thing is that for a female, there are always doubts, though she is perfect and she want to become 100%. So this is never going to happen. Whatever you are there, if you are coming in the 30 to 50 in the class out of 70 student class, you are fine. So as a woman, you should not do anything. But for a woman, priority changes and then your career equation goes wrong. That is the only thing. So if you want to focus on career, you should stick to career only, then things will be okay. As a woman, there is no other thing, only the priority changes and you get the good option, you get easy option, you get suitable options, and which always you dreamt for those options, you get at early stage. So you might tend to leave the career and go for such opportunities. So try not to do. Opportunities will keep coming as your age is also growing. So that is not the issue. If you want to do career, just focus it. Give 10 years now, 7 to 10 years. In during that period, you can become chief engineer. So anyone can give that much. Even if it exceeds 35 is also okay for you guys. Now the things are much better to continue with this career also.
Thank you for your words, ma'am. The next hand I see is Cadet Aditi Sharma. Aditi, over to you.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Cadet Aditi Sharma, roll number 10406 from 2025 entry batch. My question is, what responsibilities does the wider maritime community have towards supporting women in maritime sector?
Question is not that clear to me.
Aditi, you may repeat.
What responsibilities does the wider maritime community have towards supporting women in maritime sector?
Madam, you tell first.
Okay, so see, I'm not so much of a, I'm more of a gender neutral kind of a person. So I feel the responsibility of the wider community should be able to support any talent that they see within the industry. Anyone who has a strong zeal to exceed and perform well in the industry should be supported. Having had said that, after a certain stage, of course, we as women, a lot of us may want to start families, and but it's okay nowadays if you don't want to start a family, and that is also a very good option. So that definitely is there. But I think anybody who has the talent, who has the propelling force, and who has the hunger will definitely succeed. And the maritime industry, so far in my experience, they have supported such people. Definitely within the corporate sector, there are many times when a lot of things don't go right for everybody. There are so many things that keep happening within the organizations, and that is not specific to women only, it happens to men also. I'm sure a lot of you would be knowing all this thing. So I think all of you should have the, as cadets, as pre-C trainees, your first focus should be to be able to learn and to be able to perform the moment you pass out of the college, which will give a good name to your college, to your institution, and to your own self also. And that good job will spread by word of mouth, and that is the way you will get support from the industry also. So I think it is not so much about just getting a numbers upheld, because going by the numbers, what they can do is they can induct at any level. They can be women within the companies at the secretarial level, at the um, very bottommost rung of the ladder, and they can say that they have enhanced women. However, till the time we see that women walking the path and rising up to the leadership roles and riding up to the roles where they are able to be the decision makers and the leaders in the industry, till such time the industry will still have to hold hands with them, because there, that is the place where we want to see the representation and numbers growing. But it's again not a very easy path. It is easier said than done. It is a long path, and a lot of commitment, dedication, and hard work goes into that. But the support will definitely come from the community if they know that you are there and you mean business. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your.
I think there is
Okay.
some credit. Rupali wanted to say something.
For her, she need the community support. See, there is always 50% chance, no? Means 50-50. If 50% are in favor of you, 50% may against you. So you have to always think those who are in favor of you. So even if 50% community is against you, no matter, because females are in favor of you, they want to increase the number. So mentorship programs are there. There are so many activities going on for female. If somebody calls me, we give the genuine advice, though we are not recorded anywhere, we don't spread anywhere, so things are under the carpet are going on. So community support from the female side is always 100%, from male side is also, let's say, 25%. So 75% is already established community support. Only thing is that the struggle is for that next 25% to go in the leadership role. So we have to put in some effort, because we don't have a base in the leadership role in maritime industry right now. We have to put the effort. One generation has to build as a foundation, and the next generation will get the fruit of it. So it is like that. If I become the foundation, next generation will bear the fruits. So it is like that. So at present, you assume that 75% is already support is there. So for support wise, there is no such a thing is happening. Next.
Thank you for your enlightening words, ma'am. I'll move on to the next question. The next hand I see is of Cadet Tisya Mandal. Tisya, you may ask.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Cadet Tisha Mandal, roll number 10653 of 2025 entry batch. Ma'am, my question is, as a woman seafarer, what are the challenges that still persist at both sea and ashore? How to navigate them?
Okay, thank you, Disha, for the interesting question, because this is something which every pre-sea cadet should be able to relate. As I have been continuously stating, that first thing is that you should be able to undertake the maritime training very seriously. Second thing is, I think there is still a lot of, when it comes to maritime industry, there is still a lot of subconscious bias that we can see, because the representation of women is still very low, and I don't see that rising rapidly anytime in the near future, but it will rise slowly, because any changes in the society, in the social context, come slow and steady. So you may have to face some kind of subconscious bias, and you really cannot blame anybody for that, because that is something which will outgrow spontaneously with more participation of women in the industry. So every time you go to the ship, there will be questions at you that whether they should trust your capabilities and all. But then those issues tend to iron out the moment they see that you are there. You are able to perform what is required of you. You are a keen learner. You have the right attitude and the aptitude also. See, all these things put together, I think you should be able to perform your duties and take your sea time through.
Rupali, ma'am, would you like to share your opinions on this?
See, bias sometimes is there also. We cannot totally deny on the bias part, but it is a set of people. If I am getting gel with the people easily, those who are work according, think according to me, and we can proceed. Let's say all of you have to go to market, okay, one particular market or mall. Others are telling no, we will go to temple. Some are say we go to zoo, this that. So that team will never reach to the mall, okay. So if you are aligned with the work, aligned with the thought process of the particular industry on board or ashore, then you will be very well taken care. But you are not part of that team. So team, everybody cannot suffer. Na? So they will throw you. So it is a teamwork. So just be there professionally. So nothing can go wrong. So if as long as you are professionally contributing something, that bias doesn't exist. But bias exists when your thought process are totally or entirely opposite to the mainstream or main theme of the team. So it happens.
I
Next,
think
please.
one more point which is very important is that what she has brought out is the team. Being a team member is very important. You don't let your ego come into play at all. I mean, you must, even if you know more than your junior, you don't necessarily have to rub it into the junior that he doesn't know. That will not build the team spirit on board, and it's very important to be a team member. Similarly, maintain your dignity, particularly women. I think on board ship, you've got to maintain your dignity. If something is not happening, you've got to put the right person in the right place, saying that please don't cross your boundaries. Otherwise, people will take you for granted. So, for particularly for the lady cadets, humility, yes, dignity, yes, professionalism, yes, teamwork, certainly. And I think rest, you will find automatically things are falling into place. That's all.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for your insightful words. Ma'am, I actually got a question on behalf of Cadet Didrika Datta, roll number 10211 of DMET class of 2028. As she is facing some network issues, I'll be posing the question. Ma'am, what are the opportunities after sailing in government based jobs and in the field of entrepreneurship?
The question is not very clear. What are the options?
Ma'am, in the government based jobs or in field of entrepreneurship?
So, what are the opportunities you are asking?
Yes, ma'am. How do we join and what all options do we have?
So, if you talk within the Indian context, so the government, we have the PSU, that is the Shipping Corporation of India, who engage starting from the fifth engineer and the cadetship time. Okay, so you can have a career with the Shipping Corporation of India right up to sailing as a chief engineer or a captain. So that is one way. And of course, a PSU will have very different ways of operating as compared to a very private operator. So you can have a career there. Coming to other government sectors, there are sectors like port where Ms. Rupali has also been there. There are the Directorate General of Shipping, that is the MMD and all. However, the point with the MMDs and DG shipping, if you want to get engaged over there, is that you require a certain amount of sea time. That is the existing thing. So you need to have a minimum of 60 months sailing time, and with a certain number of months at the management level. So if you can get that kind of sea time and you are able to clear the UPSC, then you can join the DG shipping also. Regarding entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurship is, I have just stepped into my entrepreneurial journey it's only about a month, and it is a whole very, I would say, it is very satisfying because you can decide which sector you want to work, how much you want to get involved into any particular type of job, which core vertical you want to work more, and whether any new initiatives that you want to get associated with. So you have those liberties. However, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it is very hardcore and very cutthroat, I would say. Nobody is going to give you a dime or a penny if they don't see business in what they are doing. And it is not just about dealing with customers and clients, it's also about being able to understand the whole business ecosystem, whether you are able to contribute to the environment that you are associated, that you are staying in, whether you can bring in some kind of innovation and some new products within the market. If you can deal with all those aspects and you feel that you are the right person and you have wanted to do that all along, then there are opportunities there. But there is no clear defined path, which, it's not like one formula that would fit everybody. So it will be a different call for every different person. How much you want to, somebody may want to get into training, which has a different dynamic. Somebody will want to get into something more hardcore technical and more cutthroat. So it depends on what you want and how much you are willing to give it. That will decide that if eventually how much, what will be your scale of success.
I think just the other day there was a WhatsApp message I think going around regarding the Zomato developer. He is
Okay.
an IIT student who started off to find out which restaurants are open late in the night to grab a bite. So he started doing that. He made a small app, and this is way back in 1994. Okay. And from there on, he shared this with his colleagues in his IIT. It got popular. Then he started putting the menu options of the hotels which are nearby, then the pricing option, then the delivery things came in. And today, Zomato is where it is. So you got to have that drive, the perseverance that, yes, I will do it. And of course, the bright idea that you need to have. Because as Rupali madam has said, sorry, yes, Sonali madam has said, that it is a cutthroat business.
Correct.
Everybody thinks that entrepreneurship is easy. It is not. 9 out of 10 would actually fall along the way, and there would be only one who would make it. So it needs a lot of dedication. And there was one more story. I think it was in the paper, the Durandar 2, which has been been released.
Released.
Yeah, the filmmakers sat down till 2:30 in the night, editing, making those final changes in the pre-release version. So that is the kind of dedication which is required even for entrepreneurship.
Correct.
So
So, sir, I wanted to add this. You should be able to see, I mean, current context, we see a lot of people who would want to think out of the box, but just out of the box thinking itself will not help. You need to have a very clear, demarcated path, that how, at what stage, what you are going to do, where you are going to get the funding from, where you are going to get the business from. And then you have to have the whole cost sheet with that. Whether, even if you look at it today, you see how, I would say Uber, Ola, Oyo, I mean, none of them owned a single property, and yet with just the concept and with the thoughts only, they have been able to develop a world class business. Of course,
absolutely,
the
in fact,
businesses go through highs and lows. So every day we see that, this quarter the profits have been so much, the next quarter they have dropped. They have laid off people because maybe they were not able to pay the salaries in a timely manner.
very
So all those challenges are always going to be there. Just one second. All those challenges are always going to be there, but then that is the thrill of being an entrepreneur. The other best option is like you go with a regular salary job if you don't wish to take those
risk taking
walk
capability.
that thrill.
Yeah, I think one more serial is, if you watch the Shark Tank, which comes on the TV these days, there also you get a lot of ideas as to how entrepreneurs are able to convince and get the venture capitalists to fund them. Others are not able to make it. So that should also give you an idea, because there are a lot of new entrepreneurship and startup ideas which are thrown up there. And
You have to
incidentally,
meet, yes, you have to meet a lot of people who are already into the existing business. You have to understand that, you have to make a gap analysis, that where you are missing what, and what are the smaller milestone that you have developed to be able to reach the larger milestone, your destination.
correct.
So at every stage, a lot of clarity, because nobody is going to fund your business if they don't see that, at the end of the day, anybody who is investing 100 rupees also may at least want to see that 100 rupees turning into 120 or 130 rupees. Only it makes sense to them, then only they will invest. If they don't see that happening, no matter however noble your thought may be or whatsoever may be, it is a it is
Just
a
an idea. That's true.
cutthroat
Yeah.
world. So
Very,
that
very
is how
true.
it is. Yeah.
Madam and sir already cover almost everything. Only the shipyard part is remaining. And also for engine manufacturers, you can try. And new third section is the new hydrogen hubs are coming up in India. So port sector and with the research associates, you can do this because this is a new technology and there is a demand. There are the projects, so they are looking for a person who can execute. So basically, we are the marine engineers. After we come out on the shore, we truly recognize for our capacity to make the things run and done. So most of the people will call us for the implementation part, trial testing, and certain sort of jugaad means something is not design is not developed properly. Those who cannot work, so final fine tuning or smaller changes that we can do it easily because of our work experience. So these are 3-4 areas where you can try your luck, but after becoming chief engineer. And my sincere request to everyone, now you have invested your 4 years time, energy, going for falling, changing so many dress, so much discipline life, then you should go out at sea, at least go up to chief engineer level and then come back, because there are many students who don't get this opportunity and they all their life they wanted to become a marine engineer. So this profession has that grace, and there are several people who wish they would have made it that time. So as you got opportunity, right things are there, you invested right time also, so some more energy you put in and make the career, and then shore is always open to you because that never going to shut down. So minimum as a chief engineer, all of you should sail. That is the one thing.
Thank you for so much for your answers, sir and ma'am. And with this, we come to a close for our Q&A session. Those who have any more questions, they may reach out to us, and we'll forward the question to our panelists, and we'll get back to you with the answers. And now, before we end today's session, I would like to hand it over to my batchmate, Cadet Divya, to deliver the vote of thanks.
As we conclude this insightful session, I, Cadet Divya, roll number 10214, DMET class of 2028, have the distinct honor of expressing our heartfelt gratitude to all who have contributed to the success of today's 48th DMET Samvaad session. Our deepest appreciation goes to Captain Radhika Menon ma'am, though she couldn't join the event, but her work always motivates us. Chief Engineer Sonali Banerjee ma'am and Chief Engineer Rupali Raj Joshi ma'am. We would like to extend our gratitude towards you for joining us this evening and sharing your experience so openly, including both the challenges and the victories that have shaped your path. I extend my sincere gratitude to our respected campus director, Rear Admiral Amit Bose, retired BSN, whose leadership continues to evaluate our academic and professional standards. His support for initiatives like DMET Samvaad creates meaningful connections between our academic foundation and industry expertise. I also acknowledge who conceived this initiative, Sri Harsana sir and Sri Sachin Kumar Mehta sir from DMET class of 2022, along with Sri Sachin Saurabh sir from the DMET class of 2021. Your reason to create meaningful dialogue between industry leaders and aspiring cadets continue to benefit our maritime community. I also want to thank DMET Meri IMU Ex-Cadets Association, DMET Meri IMU Alumni UAE, Association of Ex-Cadets of DMET, DMET Meri Alumni Singapore, DMET Meri Ex-Cadet Association, DMET Meri Ex-Cadet Association Hong Kong, and DMET Club for their support to DMET Samvaad. My sincere gratitude to the core committee members who have worked behind the scenes to make this session possible. The DMET Samvaad team of class 2022 and class 2023. Your collaborative efforts have made this session a success. I also want to thank all the cadets who joined this session and engaged with the thoughtful question. Your participation has enriched our collective learning experience. The insights we have gained today remind us that the maritime industry offers diverse paths for those willing to think beyond traditional boundaries. We are grateful for the knowledge and inspiration shared with us today. Thank you, everyone.
And with this, we formally conclude today's session. I would like to thank our panelists for joining us today. I would also like to thank Director Sir for joining us today and to everybody else who could have made this session possible. I would like to request the participants to leave the meeting. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Well done. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.